What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Locked on Sharks. I forgot the thing. The premier hockey podcast covering your team, your favorite team in the Bay Area. Oh my God. My brain just poured out of the side of my ear. I can't believe I forgot the intro. I've only been doing it for 2 months now.
About a month, actually. I guess the start of the season, so.
Okay, Mr. Pedantic. Get out of here. Oh. You know what wasn't pedantic, though?
The Sharks.
I was going to say Timo Meier. But the Sharks work.
Yeah.
Sharks beat the hell out of the Minnesota Wild 4-1. We're going to break it down after we do the little musical interlude.
You're Locked on Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Yeah, the Wild are good, and the Sharks just beat them 4-1. Maybe the Sharks should only play good teams like Calgary, Minnesota, Toronto. Just from here on out, they can't play Winnipeg. They're not allowed
too
to play
good.
A short-handed Colorado team. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
They only got to play the cream of the crop, not the middle tier guys.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Kyle Demetrius. Back with me as always is JD, the Mall of America to my West Edmonton Mall.
Sure, I guess. I don't know.
The Mall of America is in Minnesota.
Yeah, I haven't been to Mall of America. I haven't been to Minnesota, one of the few states I have not.
Yeah. Really? How many states are you up to now?
Like 33, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Damn. Have you been to any of the freak states like Hawaii or Alaska?
I have not. So, yeah.
You haven't been because that would require what? Crossing an ocean, international border?
Just that type of travel is very expensive, so haven't been able to, pull that one off yet. So it is on the bucket list for Mrs. Young and I to go to Hawaii at some point without the children. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you in like 15 years. You're old, and you can just lie on the beach and drink Mai Tais all day.
Yeah, that doesn't sound bad. We'll still be recording.
Speaking of lying on the beach and drinking Mai Tais, Timo Meier is back. No match for COVID. That is legally a joke. COVID is very serious.
Yes.
But I think he looked all right against Colorado. Obviously, which is pretty expected.
Yeah.
But today, once again, he was a man amongst boys.
Ooh, mercy.
Assist. So on the first goal, he brought it over the line and made a nice little saucer pass to break Couture into the zone so he could set up Mario Ferraro. And then he scored a goal of his own. And then he drew a penalty later on in the frame.
And he almost got another one too, where at the end of the first and I think it was the end of the first period as well, where he almost went back to back like that, where God, I guess so good.
I guess he really wants that $10 million qualifying offer.
Do you blame him?
But it's just coming into the season. I think he was one of the biggest question marks of the team. Is if the team was going to be worth a shit, then they needed the guy who's making $6 million and is 24 years old and who was drafted 9th overall in a loaded draft class. Like he got drafted right ahead of Rantanen or right behind Rantanen, but ahead of like Barzal.
Mm-hmm.
They needed him to be that guy. And so far this season, he's been that guy, and it's encouraging to see. And now the question is, how long does this Timo last, or is this the Timo that we get all year?
But so far so good, especially because Timo's been a notoriously kind of slow starter. And then he usually kind of picks it up in the middle of the season. So if he's starting like this, I don't expect him to go up another level, or else we're talking potential MVP type a year from Timo.
Imagine we're in the midst of a Timo for Hart conversation.
You're like 62 points in 56 games. Like maybe you're just a year early on it, buddy. Like he's way over a point per game. Yeah, right now. So it's crazy, and especially too, I think it's crazy when you play with good players and you don't drag people around. Timo, who is famously put on the fourth line at some point in the past, season and a half, because he wasn't doing the little things, et cetera, et cetera. But you put him together on a line with Couture and Dahlén, who all do different things but complement each other well. And it's amazing that you get literally one of the best lines in the NHL out of it.
Yeah. Once again, do you have the stats up there for Couture, Dahlén?
Dahlén, sorry.
Thank you, William Eklund. If you haven't listened to our William Eklund interview, please go back to Monday's episode. We're just going to plug this forever.
Oh, the next 6 months easily.
So Dahlén, Couture, Meier. Do you have the possession stats? Because when every time you looked up, now the Sharks as a whole played a really good game. We talked about them on the preview show or the review show, kind of the combo situation that we did, that they need to get back to their game where they're heavy on the forecheck. They're keeping the Minnesota Wild away. They're cycling. They're getting pucks at actually the net, not just doing whatever. And they look like the team that did that beforehand. They clearly made some adjustments after the Colorado game, which was really shitty. And the Winnipeg game, which we saw some bad habits creeping in. And this was the game where it's like, okay, the Sharks are kind of back to where we thought they were before everybody got COVID. And in no small part to Couture, Dahlén, Meier, which is just, they should never break that lineup. Much like last year, LeBanc, Couture, and Kane were just stapled together forever. Yep. You should just keep this one super glued together.
Yeah, actually, the fancy stats aren't very forgiving to the Dahlén, Couture, Meier line because they were outshot 4-9. So they, yeah. But I don't know if you watching the game. This is where one of those ones where watching the game, they had a great line.
What's the possession numbers?
They had so yeah.
Also, while you're looking that up, it's really funny that the first power play, the second power play is just that line together still.
Yes, and then like
they just don't change anything. They're just like, all right, here you go.
So yeah, Corsi 4 was 7-13, so they got kind of that. Shots 4-9, but they did have 2 goals, which is nice to see. And then scoring chances 3-5, high danger chances was tied 2-2. So
I think too, yeah, they got out chance and stuff like that. But I think if we could find the possession numbers, and obviously the internet isn't working for us, which happens sometimes, I think they might have a pretty solid possession stats, like physically having the puck, because it felt like they were cycling a lot and getting a lot of chances. Again, could be making that up, but it just felt like they were in control of the game for a large portion of it. And I mean, scoring 2 goals on their 4 high danger shots or whatever is quite good. This is what we talked about in the numbers show last week, where if you're not going to shoot a lot or get a lot of shots, then you better put them in the net.
Yeah, they better be high quality shots. Yes,
the highest of quality.
Yeah. So it was good to see the Sharks kind of get back to their game plan and being able to, like control the puck and get that forecheck going and get that cycle going. So, but Kyle, they got one more game left on their road trip. They need to dig deep and get that energy. Where do you think they should go?
Where do you think they should go? They should go to builtbar.com and buy some Built Bars. Either a mixed pack, because I'm sure they don't have a favorite, or just a pack of their favorite. And it's just in time for Thanksgiving, so you don't have to eat all of the desserts all of the time, and you can have a Built Bar instead, because it could be the new holiday dessert because it's delicious, and each bar has roughly only 130 calories with only 4 grams of sugar and plenty of protein, so you don't have to worry about having 500 calories in a tiny slice of pie when you can have a Built Bar instead. So replace your pumpkin pie with a coconut Built Bar, or your pecan pie with a double chocolate Built Bar, because they are covered in 100% real chocolate. It's also a good option if you're hungry before Thanksgiving. Maybe it's early morning. The turkey is in the oven. Maybe the cookies are in the oven too. Who knows what you do for Thanksgiving?
Or if you do it on the grill like a real man.
Yeah, or if you're grilling your turkey, like you're Hank Hill, grab a Built Bar while it's out there grilling. Maybe somebody's getting real uppity at the dinner table and be like, here, listen, have a Built Bar. Try this out. There's new surprises all month. Limited time flavors are arriving at built.com regularly, so check the site often. There's nothing like a Built Bar Black Friday either, so mark your calendar. Black Friday will be a huge event with all sorts of surprises. Go to built.com, use promo code LOCKED15, and you'll get 15% off your order. Use promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off at built.com. I'm glad Hurdle scored.
Yeah. That was nice puck movement there. And then Hurdle. How do you lose Tomas Hurdle in that situation? Just like,
yeah, they're just like, hey, I'm here, guys. I'm just open. Just give me the puck. I don't know what the Wild were doing. The Wild did not have a good first period. The Wild had a much better second period.
They definitely pushed back that second period.
And then in the third period, I think score effects kind of took hold as well.
Yeah.
But San Jose got up to that early lead. They got up 2-1, and then Erik Karlsson. Oh,
the Erik Karlsson revenge tour is back, baby.
What an absolute bomb! I love you gotta love the old mid-range slap shot, like when he did it on the penalty shot. Just like screw it.
Yeah,
just walked in. That guy can shoot it hard for such a he's not a super big guy. That guy can shoot it hard, and it's such an A shot. This is the kind of game I think they need to play going forward, where you're getting contributions from that top line. You're getting Hurdle jumping in there. You're getting Karlsson. Mario Ferraro scored a goal. Yeah. Is he the new offensive superstar?
He is. He took offense to to me naming him the best defensive defenseman on the team.
I mean, like, doesn't do a lot of offense, but this is what, 2 games in a row now where he's got
2 goals this year. He's got twice as many as he did all of last year. So yeah, well, he knows he's got to get that contract. He's got to get them pump up them goal numbers. So
yeah, they don't give the fat contracts on the first one to defensive defenseman. He's got to, if he can get up to like 8-9 goals, just be like, look, guys, I'm improving. Look at all these goals. Reimer obviously stood tall. He was solid again. Let's dig into Bugner's. I think that we need to have somebody grab the bull by the horns here. Wouldn't this be the perfect time to play Reimer again next game?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like, you're playing against a very physical, good Blues team that's getting healthy, and James Reimer has been the better goaltender. And if you come out of a very tough road trip with 3 wins, coming out 3-2, going home, you're going to feel a lot better than, dropping that third game and having to go home and play the Capitals on Saturday. So he's been your hot hand, and like he made some solid saves tonight. I don't think there's a couple like tough ones, but he had that really nice poke check. I forget who broke out in front, but he was all alone. He made a nice poke check for the save there. But yeah, I think you have to keep rolling Reimer right now.
Yeah, it would make sense to at least give him like 2 starts in a row, maybe 3, and just be like, listen, this is what happens when you play well. It might help Hill figure some stuff out more, or light a fire under his ass to be like, okay, well, I guess I got to play well in my next outing. But if Bugner really wants somebody to reach out and grab the goaltending space, this seems like the perfect opportunity to just keep rolling with James Reimer. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what more he wants to see from the goaltending. Do you?
Yeah, so Reimer tonight, 963 save percentage, 26 of 27 shots, stopped all 5 high danger chance saves, was 6 of 7 on the mid danger, and then 13 of 13 on the low danger. And this is what we talked about with the Sharks before, where they're doing a better job of keeping that, the high danger shots attempts and trying to keep it from the outside. So, like if they can, especially the first period, like the heat map was basically a ghost in front of Reimer. It looked like kind of the pimples, like when you're like 13. But the Wild did a good job of kind of trying to produce more offense in the middle period, but then at the end they kind of ran out of gas there. But yeah, it was, I think with Reimer, the way Reimer works with the defense, I think you have to kind of keep rolling with him. So
yeah, no, I think that's totally right. I don't see why you'd go away from him with your stated goals here, and he's played well. It's not like he folded or let in like 2 or 3 goals and they still won. He turned pretty much everything around. The goal was kind of bad. He's kind of weirdly out of position, but again,
that was Vlasic. Where Vlasic should have done a better job of kind of taking a step forward. So
should we do this now?
Yeah, let's do the Vlasic talk. So I thought Vlasic.
Woof.
You thought he had a rough game?
Did you not see him do nothing on the goal? What is he doing?
But like the first period, I thought it was one of his best periods this year. So he made a nice defensive play to stop I forget, one of the wingers was just like running down the side, and he was on him there. But yeah, I mean, is it Merkley time?
I'm looking up the stat card. Hold on here for 1 second. Pretty sure he's at the bottom.
Hadaka.
Oh yeah, he's the second worst defenseman, and he's 5th from the bottom. His personal defense was the worst on the team this game.
Oof.
It's not working. It was rough. He was good the first like 5 shifts, and the announcers and everybody was losing it because it's like, oh wow, who stepped up? And maybe you got a little boost from Bob being like, yeah, Hitaka's here and it's going to be a competition, but like that was rough. That goal was shit. And you've always said it, you need somebody able to get the puck out of the defensive zone. He's just not in anymore. It's becoming more and more noticeable as the games go on. It's not great. Hitaka also had a very bad game.
I thought he was okay, but I mean, with him, you're going to have a much bigger like leash with that stuff. Like,
yeah, I'm okay with Hitaka having a bad game if he gets a couple games to figure it out and stuff. If he gets benched again next game because he had one bad game, it's kind of,
especially because it's like you're bringing Šimik back to do.
Yeah, I'd like to see Hitaka get a run of like 4 or 5 games here to see if like, hey, are all these mistakes and all these quick movements under pressure and stuff like that, are those his game, or does he just need some time to get his sea legs out of it? Because him coming into the game today, Bob could have been like, yeah, go out there and show us what you got. Otherwise, you're back in the press box. And that you grip the stick tighter, you're not thinking. But it also doesn't help that he's paired with Vlasic, or like Šimik and Hitaka will be together. That bottom pair is quite the mess right now.
Yeah, I mean, Bob, before the game, basically said it could have been either one of Šimik or Vlasic. And I assume Vlasic got the nod just because of the equity, et cetera, et cetera. But that's not a good sign when Bob's just like, let me flip a coin basically and see who I'm going to bench tonight. And so I can play Hitaka. But yeah, I think we can set the Ryan Merkley. When does Ryan Merkley return clock here soon? Because they got to do, you can't, if you want to try to make the playoffs, you can't just keep running out.
I think they probably call it Milosh first, right?
Milosh, or if you just hang in there until Knizhev comes back. I'm assuming we're just not going to count Knizhev right now because he's rehabbing surgery, stuff like that. But I think Milosh they're probably not going to want to bring up Merkley and let Merkley chill in the AHL still. So, and Milosh acquitted himself well. Yeah. Through the first little part. So I think it would probably be Milosh. But if you had to bet on it, where do you think I could go to bet on who's the next defenseman called up? Ooh, there's only one place I would go, and that would be Bet Online. So they're back and better than ever with a new web interface for the start of basketball season. With more props, odds, and lines than ever before, Bet Online remains your number one spot for all basketball and football action this season. So head over to their new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use the promo code LOCKEDON to receive a bonus. From basketball, football, NHL, boxing, UFC, soccer, your favorite Vegas casino games, don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts. Yeah, I mean, the defense, it kind of is what it is right now. I think they're playing well despite that bottom pair, so it would be nice to kind of get that bottom pair fixed up because then it takes less pressure off. Your Carlsons, your Ferraros, Burns, and Middleton is, we kind of were like whatever about Middleton, but he's been perfectly adequate in his role this year. So
Middleton,
literally in the middle of the
thing.
Yes,
it's funny that Carlson was a negative offense but a big plus defense. Strange.
That's interesting.
So was Mario Ferraro. Mario Ferraro's defense was massive.
He would do. Mario Ferraro tonight was everywhere, man. Like just everywhere, blocking shots, like a bunch of great defensive plays to get down. There's
been no update on his injury, right?
He came back. He was back. So yeah, I think he probably got hit in the hand or something. Yeah,
he just really hurt. He was like, "Oh God, please get me anywhere away from this rink." I think it needs to be said. Alex Barabanov is pretty good.
Yeah.
Mind you, Rudy played well too.
Yes.
You can't take it away from Rudy, but Alex Barabanov is looking pretty tight.
That 1 year, $1 million. I know they're going to have an interesting conversation.
Perfect trade deadline fodder.
Yeah. But I mean, the guy does need to kind of keep his head up a little bit. That's 2 games, I think, in the past couple where he just got freight trained. But he didn't. Keeping his head up.
You gotta live dangerously sometimes. Just living on the edge. So
you gotta,
But no, he's
and leave a beautiful corpse, Alexander Barabanov.
Is he beautiful?
He's
I've
good
never
looking
really
guy, I
looked at a
think.
picture of him. I should try to check
He's
that
very
out.
baby faced for his age because he's like 28, but he's got the cheeks, the full cheeks, so very baby.
Those Russian apples.
Yeah.
Huh.
I realized I used to have when I shave my beard every once in a while, I don't realize how fat my cheeks are because
You probably look like Mr. Dress Up.
I don't know.
It's a Canadian thing. That's a
Okay.
Canadian thing. I'll have to send it to you.
Matt Dumba, total.
Man, what a coward. What an absolute loser shitlord that guy is.
God.
Imagine headhunting 3 dudes. One of the dudes was on his knees and then being asked to fight and letting somebody else step in. Okay, the first one, okay, whatever. Middleton pulled the wrong guy. Then Gajojevic is like, here we go. You got to make amends. And he just skates away until Nick Foligno shows up, or Marcus Foligno. Various Foligno.
Yeah, various Foligni.
Yeah, various Foligni show up to stop him. But like, come on. That's just like, that's bullshit. If you're gonna run around like a loser and try to headhunt people, at least stand up for your crimes.
Yeah.
You don't even have to you can just hold the guy like this and throw a couple punches and turn your head to the side and try to pull him down. At least you did something.
Yeah.
So. That's such weak bullshit. It's whatever. Before we get out of here, I think this was a really encouraging win coming off of the coming off the Winnipeg, Colorado disasters, coming off the COVID returns and stuff like that. I think this was quite encouraging. And man, goddamn, Jonathan Dahlén is so freaking good.
Yeah. Again, that first line, man, we were talking about before the season, Dahlén can get his legs, Couture can get, doesn't have as much pressure with, having to play so many rough defensive minutes. If Timo Meier can find his form, and it's so nice to see those guys performing well. So, but yeah, it's great. But like you're saying, it's very encouraging. That was our game plan for the Sharks, was get back to the style that you played at the beginning of the season. And, we wanted to give them a little bit of leeway with the COVID stuff, but it seems like that they've started to kind of get their feet back. And I think going into this Blues game, if they can continue playing this way, especially against a very physical Blues team, it's going to be interesting to see two teams that are very similar in style who can kind of do what they want to do to the other team. So
yeah, and the Blues trucked them last time, so they really need to have a better performance this time. It was shit. So they need to really get on their horse for the next game. But I think the leeway might have to end if they came out with this Minnesota Wild performance. I think the leeway might be it. I think we should just be holding them to the standard that we held them to early in the season going forward. I know we said we'd give them 4 or 5 games, but screw it. They looked good enough. They beat a really good Minnesota Wild team. Minnesota's really good at home.
Yeah,
Minnesota's also
lost.
And Minnesota's come back 7 times this season already, or something like that.
Seems very sustainable.
Yeah, they come from behind. I personally like to come from behind, but not as much as they do, apparently.
Yeah,
it's good. It's encouraging to see. I still don't believe that the Sharks team is anything super special, other than they're fun to watch and they're scrappy as hell, and they're always going to fight. It's good too that we got to see them take 2 beatings, talk ad nauseum for a couple days about what the hell they need to change. They need to change it. And then they actually did it. Because if this was last year's team, they'd be like, oh, we need to get back to whatever. And then they'd go out there and do nothing. He's like, okay, cool, man. Sick. When is June rolling around? I'm tired of this. But this is definitely encouraging. Any final thoughts?
No, I mean, it's good to see the Sharks play a really good game against a really good team. And, I'm kind of encouraged. We've been really bad at predictions because every time, we've been good at predictions, but just the wrong team. I think you call a 4-1 Wild win, and the Sharks. Or maybe this is just our strategy.
No, I think our process is right.
Yeah,
I think we're going through a process and logically, and we're looking at the correct items and we're looking at the correct things and what's going to happen. And then the Sharks, I think reading these Sharks is a little bit harder because it's not like a Sharks team we've seen the last couple of years. It's a little bit different of a brand. So.
And then also the past 2 weeks you had to throw everything out because you got the Charcuteries. So,
Also, predictions are stupid. Nobody's ever right in any sport about predictions ever, except for Jimmy the Greek. That guy was good.
Except for us getting William Eklund, who you can listen to
on Monday's show. And you can find that posted on Twitter at Locked On Sharks.
Pinned.
Actually, it's at the top, so you don't have to scroll very far. Facebook, Instagram. JD puts up all of our stuff there, so you can go check it out. Go like it. Do whatever you want. Leave us a message. We'll see it. Send us a DM. Slide in. We're good at sliding in.
Can confirm.
Yeah. Our memes are hot fire in Sweden, apparently.
Yes.
If you'd like to watch us, if you're into that, you can do that on YouTube. We're like 5 people away from 400.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
So subscribe to that. That's cool. The real goal is 1,000 because then we get the money. And I would like to be paid more. So
yes.
Let's get to 1,000, but 400 first. If you want to listen to us, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, Stitcher, Anchor,
Google, wherever.
You could teach your parrot to speak out the episode back to you. Cruise ship, hotel room radios, clock radios. I don't know, wherever we got music. Shaq's shoe from the All-Star game that had a phone in it.
The phone shoe.
Yeah, it's on there too. Surprisingly, I know. Email lockedonsharks@gmail.com. Thank you for your service. If you've never emailed us, we did get one, but I'm going to read it tomorrow. It's from our friend Paul.
Oh, good.
Yeah. He doesn't hate us. Thanks, Paul. If you'd like to find I almost said Jay-Z again. I always do that. Does that make Steph Beyonce?
Yes.
Cool. Steph Beyonce. You can find JD at MyFryHole.
Kyle, who is not followed by William Eklund, is at Kyle Demetrius.
God damn it, William. Follow me. Make me 28.
Thank you for making us your first listen. Go check out Fancy Hockey or go check out the Locked On Blues if you want to get a jump on the Sharks' next competition, or the Locked On NHL channel. I think Thursday they do the power rankings, which is a fun show too. So
Locked On Washington Nationals.
Sure. Or Giants, Locked On Giants, or Locked On Warriors. There's plenty of good Locked On, especially the Bay Area
random one.
They're all good. So anyway, we will catch you guys tomorrow with a mailbag that we are literally recording here in like 2 minutes. So